It's time to check out more Lich scripts from history. Starting us off is uberbar and uberbarwiz. The first is for the Wraith client, and the second is for the Wizard client. Both can technically be run from within a Wraith window. These display a lot of your character resource meters in one place. They offer a look at how much experience you're gaining, your stance, encumbrance, etc. I prefer the 2014 uberbar myself. Sometimes the wounds display incorrectly on that version, and I have to run the fix-it script we talked about in the first Lich script video. I noticed uberbarwiz sends the experience command to the game window, kind of like the keepalive script. Speaking of, keepalive is a way to stay connected to the game if you get the idle too long message. If your computer goes to sleep or you lose internet connection, you'll disconnect anyways, but this script will let you hang out in the game world if you need to migrate skill training points. So our video yesterday lightly touched on death mechanics in Gemstone. At the end, we mentioned there were some scripts to help with sting and getting deeds, so let's check those out. For sting, there are 3, and they should all do the same thing. The most recently updated one was Death Potions 2. These scripts will take silver from your bank account and solve the game puzzle to remove experience penalties via sting or con loss. Deed scripts are plentiful. Here's a list of any script with the word deed in it. The original 10 deeds is good for the landing area. It takes silver and completes a game puzzle to add 10 deeds. At some point, I created jdeed that has similar features with some extra inventory and character race QOL logic added. One script I have not used, but I recognize the author, is Dirty Deeds, and that one was made by Drevin. I would bet some of the other scripts handle the various deed puzzles around the game. If you have not seen the deed acquisition page on the wiki that goes over those puzzles, I have a link in the description of yesterday's video. We already covered a few of these next scripts in more detail in a past video on sorting and selling your loot, so we're just going to run through them quickly here. Sorter will organize your items into categories that are easier to read. Sometimes this script doesn't play well with others, and if you run the eloot script, it will disable sorter during looting, then turn it back on for you. Speaking of eloot, this is put out by Alethea Online, and it is your go-to for loot management. It will handle looting and selling based on the setup options chosen. I made the jump to eloot within the last year or so, but before that I was using sloot, last maintained by Alethea Online. Eloot's features are far superior now, but sloot was very reliable for me for a lot of years. Another reliable script was poolparty. It's now historical and no longer used because it's built directly into eloot. This script would handle putting boxes into the locksmith pool system. Sell Shells will sell gems that are named as shells in the towns of Soulhaven and River's Rest, also now built into eloot. Don't get confused with the next 2 scripts, their names are very similar. First is Collectible, which will deposit any collectibles you found while hunting into the collectible achievement system. This feature is built into eloot. Next is Collectibles, which is not part of eloot. It will withdraw or redeem the collectibles you have deposited. I was shocked when I found out I had actual game prizes waiting for me after using this script. The glowing multicolored swath you get from one of the achievements can be used to directly unlock rainbowware gear tier 4 from any lower tier. You may have pulled one of these prizes from the treasure piles in the last run of DM. The final 2 scripts are waggle and ewaggle. The first is historical and no longer supported, and the second is the updated version of the first, put out by Alethea Online. Ewaggle setup will let you configure how you want to spell yourself up or others. You can then use ewaggle by itself to self-spell, or ewaggle name to spell up multiple people at once. So how many scripts did we cover? I lost count, but we've got another block that will need at least 2 more episodes. So we'll see you then for more Lich scripts from history.